Hey everybody, welcome to the Let's Teach channel where we research interesting facts and share information on just about any topic. In a previous video, I explained who Uncle Tom was and talked about what makes him such a controversial figure. You should check that video out when you get a minute. In this video, I'll answer the question, who is Willie Lynch? By the way, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn on notifications so that you never miss a new video. Let's get started. William Willie Lynch was purportedly a white slave owner in the West Indies who was summoned to Virginia in 1712 due to slave revolts in the area. Because of his reputation as an authoritarian and strict slave master, he was perceived as the person best suited to help quash the uprisings. Legend has it that Lynch stood on the banks of the James River in Virginia and delivered a speech to fellow slave owners in which he gave advice on how they can solve their slave problems. According to him, the secret to controlling black slaves was to set them against one another, taking advantage of their differences to promote conflict among them. This method, he said, would ensure that the slaves would be controlled for at least 300 more years. Part of Lynch's speech read, "I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South." Lynch went on to say that he exploited the age and color of slaves, using these attributes to sow discord among them. To outline this method, he said, "Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves, and the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves. You must use the female versus the male, and the male versus the female. You must also have white servants and overseers who distrust all blacks. But it is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us." The full text of this speech was first published sometime in 1970, entitled "The Making of a Slave." However, widespread awareness of it only came during the Million Man March in October 1995, when Louis Farrakhan, a renowned religious leader and political activist, quoted a few parts of it to emphasize the lingering effects of slavery in the United States. In particular, he said, "We as a people now have been fractured, divided, and destroyed, filled with fear, distrust, and envy. Therefore, because of fear, envy, and distrust of one another, many of us as leaders, teachers, educators, pastors, and persons are still under the control mechanism of our former slave masters and their children." The making of a slave is certainly impactful and controversial. However, many historians doubt its legitimacy. For one thing, they point out that it contains a lot of anachronisms, such as the words foolproof and refueling, which were only used in the early 20th century. Well, that's it for this video. What do you think? Do you think Willie Lynch's speech is nothing but a hoax? Even if it is a hoax, is there evidence of the effect of the strategy which was outlined in the speech in society today? Let's talk about it in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And hit that bell notification button so that you never miss a new video. And remember, what's learned here, leaves here. Share something you learned about Willie Lynch with a friend. See you later.